Thank you, Brian. Good evening, everybody. I also welcome the Lord Lieutenant, the High Sheriff, my Imam, Imam Umar, distinguished guests, aldermen, members both old and new, officers, my dear mother, friends and family. Good evening and welcome to you all. I'd like to thank Councillor McComb, Councillor Burke, Councillor O'Neill, Councillor Bourne for the very well chosen and kind words. Thank you. I'd like to thank the previous mayors who have led the city before me and provided me with some powerful inspiration. And more recently, they have encouraged and supported me. And if it wasn't for them, I would not be here today. So thank you to all the previous mayors that have been an inspiration and have guided and supported me. Thank you. And just to keep my own house in order and to make sure that I get let in tonight, I'm pleased to announce that Mrs. Shafiq will be the mayoress for the year ahead. Thank you, Mrs. White, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just infrastructure that makes a city, it is the community within. And as Deputy Mayor, I've had the honour of meeting and visiting a wide range of communities, societies and groups in the last year. And these individual groups have had concerns and worries and issues, each of them believing that they are unique to them. This is just not so. And I will be working across traditional boundaries to highlight and find solutions so that the community of Milton Keynes as a whole is best promoted. As many of you are aware and are well known that there's over 260,000 people that reside here in the borough of Milton Keynes, and over 92% of us have chosen to live in Milton Keynes. 167 different languages are spoken, making Milton Keynes a very diverse place. Councillor Brian White's theme as Mayor was to make Milton Keynes an international business hub. I want to follow on, wants to make Milton Keynes a household name, not only in the cities and towns up and down the country, where our residents have moved from, but also the motherlands of all the diverse communities that have settled here in Milton Keynes. So when they do visit their towns and cities and their motherlands, they talk about how in Milton Keynes there are opportunities for business, for employment and leisure, and how we have an exciting and a developing community that offers something for everyone, a city that thrives on variety. We as residents need to successfully engage with the wider community and our values of unity, trust, honesty, and the role they play in our day-to-day lives. The spirit of the community is the foundation in which Milton Keynes in all its diversity was built on. We all have our parts to play, however little or large they may be. And we need to help build bridges rather than islands so that the community of Milton Keynes flourishes and grows. And we will expand opportunity so it reaches every person in every corner of our city. We will not tolerate a city divided by privilege or poverty. We will protect and grow our sense of community, for it is Milton Keynes' great source of strength. And as the saying goes, together we are stronger. My theme for the year ahead, ladies and gentlemen, will be communities. I'm moving on to my charities. Ladies and gentlemen, I have chosen two charities, both which are very close to my heart, William Hospice and McIntyre. And we have representatives from McIntyre, Josie and Claire and Jenny. Thank you for coming and attending. And we have Lorna from William Hospice. Welcome again, Lorna. Thank you for attending. I do not need to say a lot about these charities, as both are well known and have a very large impact locally, are very active, and they sell themselves on that basis. William Hospice is where my aunt recently passed away, and a friend some 25 years ago. The hospice has been running since January 1981, and today is the only hospice within the Milton Keynes and the surrounding area, providing specialist high-quality care free to people with life-limiting conditions. The hospice also supports patients, families, carers and loved ones. William Hospice services include a newly refurbished 15-bed inpatient unit, an ever-expanding community palliative care team, a wellbeing centre, a lymphedema clinic, patient and family services giving support both to pre- and post-bereavement to both adults and children. As a registered charity, William Hospice relies on support from the local community to continue providing their vital services. The National Health Service only contributes 22% of the annual running costs, which are in excess of 4.5 million. So this means the hospice must raise over 3.6 million every year to continue providing high quality care without charge to our local community. The funds raised for William Hospice during my year as Mayor of Milton Keynes will ensure that they are always there to care. My other charity is McIntyre, which is also a Milton Keynes-based charity providing support for 170 adults with learning disability across the city. McIntyre services are varied, accommodating all needs and all types of provision, from daytime learning activities to 24-hour residential care. They run services in Great Home, Bean Hill, Stony Stratford, Crown Hill, Shenley Church End and Bletchley. You may know McIntyre's cafes at Stony Stratford, Great Home or their takeaway bakery at Shenley Church End. Their project in Great Home is due to be officially reopened later this month following a major £2 million refurbishment. I understand the new cafe will be bigger and better, and I encourage you all to visit. On the afternoon of the Friday the 27th and the morning of the Sunday the 28th, it will be an open day, so please take time and visit the new facilities. And also I will request you all to please take a moment to introduce yourselves to the representatives of my chosen charities to find out more about the great work they do. You'll see them with their blue lovely t-shirts. Thank you. Moving on to item 2 of the agenda. Brian wants me not to miss this bit out. The vote of thanks for the retiring Mayor. Councillor Marland, please move your vote of thanks to the retiring Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I stumbled into what is now Brian's ex-office this afternoon and said, "Brian, what should I say about you?" And Brian said, "Don't lie and don't give me a eulogy. So I'm going to be very, very short." I know that Brian attended 534 appointments as Mayor, which, as you can imagine how many days there are in a year, that is an awful lot of appointments. I can't talk about each individually, although it does feel like he's posted about each individually on Facebook, so I enjoyed reading about those. But I think there are just 3 that sums up Brian's year as Mayor. The first, and I think it would be remiss of me not to mention Brian's appearance, nay, fated appearance, in Strictly MK. Because I'm sure when we moved Brian as Mayor last year, what we really wanted to see was Brian in the leotard. It's been a dream of mine since I moved to Milton Keynes. Well, I think it shows how game Brian wasn't there, that there was nothing he wouldn't do, nothing that he would say no to, and nothing that was too big a challenge for him. And for those of us that attended that night,